is enough said.
Happy Taco Tuesday, Heat Nation! Ernest here, back with another Miami Heat Talk video. Excited, you guys, because we talking Miami Heat basketball today. Don't forget to show support to the channel by liking the video. Do not forget to subscribe. Y'all know the drill. Now, together, let's go on another Miami Heat Talk adventure. Let's go, you guys. So, first and foremost, before we get to today's topic, you guys, the Miami Heat do have another preseason game today against the San Antonio Spurs. Don't really know yet if certain players are not going to play. Jimmy Butler's played the last two preseason games. I think this is great because we need Terry Rozier, Tyler Hero, Jimmy Butler, and Bam Adebayo to all get acclimated on the court. Training camp is one thing, but it's doing it out there on the basketball court. You saw the four of them start together in the second preseason game against the Pelicans, the game that I was at, which was awesome, by the way. That ending was incredible. But, so this is a good thing to see, that they're actually taking not only the regular season, possibly, but also the preseason seriously. Because preseason is all about getting in shape, but it's all about getting the chemistry afloat. And with Terry Rozier playing more time with these three players, it's only going to spell good signs. I'm really excited for this season, you guys. I've said it before, and I will say it again. I think the 24-25 Miami Heat team on paper is probably the very best roster we've put together in the Jimmy Butler era. We have a great blend of veterans, rookies, young players. You know, you have a lot of guys that can contribute. I think on paper, this team is 12 deep. You also have additions of Alec Burks. You brought Josh Richardson back. You brought back Kevin Love. These are going to be vital pieces, you guys, especially towards the middle part of the season, towards the grind, when certain players are missing games, nagging injuries are coming up. You know, I think that's a big reason why the Miami Heat brought a guy like Alec Burks. You saw what Alec Burks did in the playoffs when the Knicks were suffering injury. Alec Burks is that spark off the bench. He's kind of like, I don't know if you guys remember this guy or not, but he played in the Detroit Pistons back in the late 80s, early 90s. The microwave Vinnie Johnson. You know, he was a guy that can just light up off the bench offensively. You know, Alec Burks is that type of player at times, so that was a very smart signing. You know what Josh Richardson brings. You know what Kevin Love brings. Thomas Bryant also gives you some added flexibility. This Miami Heat team is deep. But with all that said, you guys, there was a report that came out yesterday, multiple reports that came out, and I honestly wanted to talk about it today because I wanted your guys' opinion, because I'm kind of 50-50 on it. We've talked about him before a very long time ago, but I'm going to bring it up again today. DeAaron Fox from the Sacramento Kings. I'm sure a lot of you know who he is. He's the star, all-star out there. Had an incredible season last year, played 74 games, averaged about 36 minutes a game, 26.6 points a game. He averaged 5.6 assists, 4.6 rebounds, 2 steals a game. For people that talk about his defensive liability, I think 2 steals a game on 74 games is pretty good. He's quick, lightning quick, man. You know, he's young. He's only 26 years old. Very close with Bam Adebayo, from what I understand. Bam Adebayo attended his wedding, so they're pretty close. And DeAaron Fox gives you that offensive piece that you've been looking for. Now, with all that said, you guys, I think this Miami Heat roster is fine where it is. As great as DeAaron Fox is, we saw, especially the last preseason game, that a mix of Tyler Hero and Terry Rozier works. These two guys on any given night can drop 30 on you. And if one isn't hot, the other one's going to be hot. The Miami Heat have had an offensive problem the last few years, but that's because of the injury of Tyler Hero. And with the addition of Terry Rozier, these two guys are firepower offensively. So I think the Heat have enough. But at the end of the day, when an all-star caliber who has a potential to be in superstar level sometimes, like a DeAaron Fox, becomes available, the Miami Heat team has always been a team that's had interest in these type of players. Now, the reason why we're bringing up DeAaron Fox, you guys, as I'm sure most of you know, but some may not, DeAaron Fox is set to become a free agent soon. He's set to be a free agent on the 2026 season. So he is contract extension eligible. And if one thing we've known, especially recently in the NBA, is that when teams cannot work out an extension with their young rising players, a trade is imminent. Now, DeAaron Fox yesterday turned down a 3-year, $165 million contract. And I'm going to read this report by Shams Charania with ESPN. DeAaron Fox, slated to be a free agent in 2026, has been eligible to sign the 3-year before the start of the regular season. By waiting for next summer, Fox would open up the possibility of a 4-year, $229 million maximum extension with the Kings, or a 5-year, $345 million supermax should he be named to an All-NBA team. So, that's the reason why he didn't sign a contract extension. I don't think he's planning on requesting a trade. I understand last year the Sacramento Kings didn't really do much. You know, they made the 8th seed in the playoffs. They were a play-in team. They got bounced out in the first round. I understand. I understand that the Sacramento Kings aren't really the livest team, but they're young, they're up and coming. You know, you never know what's going to happen. Oh, I don't even think they made the playoffs last year. My apologies. They lost the final playing game. Anyways, but still, they're right there in that echelon to the playoff team. They just got DeMar DeRozan on a 3-year contract. So, and DeAaron Fox has said in the past that he wants to be a significant part of the future with the Sacramento Kings. So I don't necessarily think he's going anywhere. But the true question lies, does Sacramento want to give him that money? Because maybe Sacramento's seeing the writing on the wall, especially if it doesn't bode well this year with DeMar DeRozan. That's all going to be the point. What happens during the regular season? Because for all you know, the Sacramento Kings don't do well, and then he becomes available. Or this could happen in the offseason, because talks may start heating up. Now the season has been over. Now DeAaron Fox goes into the offseason. We've seen this happen multiple offseasons, where a player becomes contract extensionable. It doesn't happen. It's the final year before his deal runs out. Trades are going to happen. Rumors start firing up. I wouldn't be surprised if the Miami Heat jump in on it. But the question is, what do you give up for a DeAaron Fox? It's going to have to be a combination of Tyler Hero or Terry Rozier. You may have to throw in Duncan Robinson as a contract filler. You may have to include a Nikola Jovic or a Kel'el Ware, maybe a future first-round draft pick. If you ask me, you guys, I think the roster that we have now is good enough. The only way I would entertain a trade like this for DeAaron Fox is if it's not working. Is if you see that towards the season, you're a mid-team scratching 500, and you're seeing that this is not working, then yeah, you can definitely entertain a trade. The Miami Heat have a lot of tradable pieces, you guys. For people that think we don't, you're fooling yourselves. Because you have tradable contracts like Tyler Hero, 24 years old, making $29 million a year. In this NBA market, that's a very tradable contract. Duncan Robinson, who's making $19 million this year, almost $20 million next year, but only $9 million of that is guaranteed. A lot of teams will be interested in that contract as well. You also have rising talent like Kel'el Ware, Pele Larson, Jaime Jaquez, Nikola Jovic. I'm not saying I want to trade those guys, but remember, you guys, the trade deadline isn't until February. Players may pop up. Superstar level players may pop up. So if the Miami Heat want to be players in the trade market, we can, because we have flexibility. You have Terry Rozier, who only has 2 years left in his contract, making about $23 to $25 million averagely. That's a tradable contract. Jimmy Butler's into the final year of his contract before his player option. That's tradable. Not saying I want to trade any of these guys. I'm just letting you know that this team does have assets. But I don't think the Heat are going to be looking to make a trade. And I don't think we're going to be a basic-ass team this year. I've said it before and I said it again. And we know that this is the same stigma. As long as we have a fully healthy roster, or at least 80% healthy, I think this team can contend with the best in what the East has to offer. I think we can compete right up there with Boston, New York, Milwaukee, I think we're in that upper echelons. The Philadelphia 76ers, you don't know what's going to happen with them because already Paul George got injured. We know the stigma with that team. It's health as well. So let's just see what happens this season. Let's stay positive and let's believe in this roster because I feel this Miami Heat team currently constructed can win it all. And the great thing is we've not only built ourselves up for now, but you have a lot of young pieces to move forward into the future in the Bam Adebayo era, should DeAaron Fox become available the next few seasons. So I want to hear from you, Heat Nation. What do you think about this DeAaron Fox rumor? Do you have interest in actually trading for DeAaron Fox, or do you think like me? I love this team the way it is, and I think we can contend. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Don't forget to like the video. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel. I appreciate y'all, some of y'all going to my family channel, the ValleFamily, and subscribing. Thank you guys so much. If you haven't done it, go ahead and subscribe to that channel. Subscribe to this one. Let me know you subscribe to both, and I'll give you a shout out. Thank y'all so much for the love and support. Until next time, your boy Ernest out. That's enough said. And don't forget, if you're in an issue in life where you can't make a decision, settle it like adults. Yeah, buddy. Let's go.